Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, hey Canada fans, welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, Clay's Canada Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I'm your host, Clay Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Sunday night, February the 15th, and this is my first show since Wednesday night. I don't think I did a show Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, because I was staying downtown. That's what I was doing, but I can recap that real quickly. More importantly, moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legends, Hall of Fame and franchise members, thanks for your support. And to everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston and Richmond, in the city, lower mainland, province, country, continent, around the world, thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be doing anything else, watching anyone else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you are here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, know how much I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you can get involved tonight. You can subscribe to the channel, get active in the chat section, get notified of my videos. You can like the video, like the fact that Team Canada has breezed on to the quarterfinals as the #1 seed, like the fact that Macklin Celebrini is awesome, and like the fact that we continue to build an amazing community here on YouTube. You can leave a donation, get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership. You can upgrade your own membership. You can use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. Very quickly, hi everyone. I missed you. I hope you missed me too. I haven't seen you since Wednesday night because Thursday night I stayed downtown and I was at a big teachers conference on Thursday and Friday. So that's where I was for the day. Met a lot of teachers. I met a lot of people who that watch my channel that I learned. And speaking of which, I'm not sure if he's watching, but I want to give a shout out to Ricardo. Ricardo, are you watching? Because on Thursday night, Gail and I went out for dinner downtown. Then we went to an ice cream shop named Ricardo's. And then as I walk in there, the owner of the shop says to me, "Hey, Canuck Clay." I said, "Yes." And then he goes, "I'm Ricardo from X on your streams." And it was pretty cool. No, we didn't go to Kobe's. We went to Kobe's last week. We went to Shabusen. It was just okay. But after Shabusen, we went to an ice cream shop named Ricardo's. And it was Ricardo, the one who comes from, he's basically, except for you, Irvin, he's the only guy that actually comments from X and watches from X. And I was telling him, no, you should watch from YouTube. Then you can use all these little emojis and da-da-da. And so we had a wonderful chat for 10 minutes inside of his shop. So if you are ever down, I think the cross streets were, if I'm not mistaken, it was actually Alberni and Thurlow, or it was Robson and Thurlow. Something and Thurlow. It was Ricardo's. So make sure you go to Ricardo's Ice Cream. And Ricardo, if you're watching this live or you happen to catch this on the replay, I told you I had to give you a shout out right at the start of my Sunday night show. So there you are. It's Ricardo's for awesome ice cream sorbet. That's where Gail and I went, and he's a big fan of the channel. So thank you, Ricardo. Shout out to you. So then went back to the teachers conference Friday morning. Then Friday we went to lunch at Joey's. So we ate well. We had Shabusen on Thursday night. We went to Joey's on Friday at lunchtime. Did not see Kuzmenko there, although I love their steak and sushi. Took it easy Friday night. And then Saturday, what did we do? Oh, it was Valentine's Day. So I rested during the day. And then we went to Cactus Club. My lovely daughter, Kayla, made like 4 or 5 reservations at restaurants across town just to cover their bases. So sure enough, Gail and I scooped one of those reservations. And Irvin, shout out to you. We went to Cactus Club on Broadway. Then today, took it easy. Gail and I had a hot pot at home. All 3 kids were out. Went to church. Did 5 Zoom chats. So today I already got to speak to, in order, it was Tyler. Then it was Lucas. Then it was Shannon. Then I went to church, went to dinner, and then came back and then got to talk to Justin and Fangirl. So I nailed 5 of the Legend Hall of Fame Zoom chats today. So that was really good as well. So that was my weekend. That was my last couple of days. been getting up to watch Team Canada, watch the U.S. game as well to see if they would make up the 10 goal differential. They didn't. And I knew they weren't going to because Germany isn't as bad as France. And then also, once Germany scored 2 in the third period, then that made it that the U.S. would have to win 11-1. They only had winning 5-1, but we're going to get to all of that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring everyone up to speed on the Olympics. We're not really going to talk about the Canucks in terms of the Vancouver Canucks, but we will certainly highlight where the Canucks, how the Canucks are doing on their respective teams and how ex-Canucks are doing as well. Yes, Simon, Shabusan is downtown. All you can eat sushi and Korean barbecue. Glad to see so many of you here. I did not see Pastor Dan in the chat yet, but he did reach out and Pastor Dan accepted. Oh, there he is. So I'll let, really quickly, Shannon doesn't need me to mention this, but Shannon, she won a pair of tickets a few weeks ago. She cannot go to the game. So she told me to donate. Her and I came up with, we basically together decided that Pastor Dan would be a worthy recipient. So Pastor Dan did get the tickets from Shannon. And there we go. He says, Shannon, I'm really touched by your generosity. So Shannon gifted her tickets to Pastor Dan. I gave Shannon a little something to Van Base as a thank you for her generosity, just so she didn't leave empty-handed. So everyone wins. Shannon gets a gift card to Van Base from me. Pastor Dan gets tickets to a game from Shannon, and everyone is happy. Carol's trying to say something to me. Clam is the way that she refers to me. Clay, sorry, my YouTube is having issues, but my. Okay, so we'll see what the but my is. That doesn't sound right. And I'm so happy to see so many people here, at least on YouTube back end. It shows Burned from Germany, Carol, Coach Rob, Pastor Dan, Fangirl, Justin, Shannon, Simon, and Swervin Irvin, among many. All right. Oh, and wow. Everyone being generous to everyone. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. What was I going to say? Yeah, Carol, I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Your message got cut off, but we will keep going. And yes, Bern, I love whenever I say, or around the world, you know that I'm thinking of you specifically. Nice to see you. I always love how you never miss a show. You're pretty amazing that way. Thank you, Bern. Thank to everyone who is here. Let's start with this. Here are the standings. Now every team has played 3 games, and we get to move on to I'm not going to argue with this, but thank you. Thank you. There are many great Canucks communities here on YouTube, but so Servant Earn, for you to say this, whether you mean it or not, I'm very grateful. Thank you. Okay. Every team played 3 games because they're in pools of 4 and you can't play yourself. So every team played 3 games, and that's how you set the next round. So all 12 teams make it to the next round. So in Group A, Canada goes 3-0. You get 3 points for a win, so they get 9. Switzerland goes 1-1-1. I think there was only 1 overtime game in the whole pool, in the whole tourney, and they beat Czechia. So that's why they have the overtime win. And that's why Czechia has the overtime loss. You get 2 points 3 points for a regulation win, 2 points for overtime win. This is what the NHL should do, by the way. 1 point for an overtime loss and no points for a regulation loss. I know, I'm just bugging you. Thank you, Sir. It means a lot that you mean that. Carol says, I'm having trouble. My email is not working right now, so maybe we can talk on the phone. Okay, I will figure that out with you. No problem, Carol. Okay, so Pool A, Canada with 9, Switzerland with 5, Czechia with 4, and France goes 0-3. So there. Slovakia in Pool B wins. There's a 3-way tie. All teams went 2-0-1. It's one of those transitivity things where every team beat Italy, and then Slovakia, Finland, and Sweden all beat each other, if that makes sense. But because of there's a certain number of tiebreakers, and within the pool itself, you go head-to-head, then goal differential head-to-head. So Slovakia wins because by virtue of an extra goal differential. So they're up They come in first. Finland comes in second. Sweden comes in third. That comes very important later. So that's probably the most competitive pool, obviously, because 3 teams went 2-0-1, and then or 2-1-0 technically. Even though it's funny the way, I have a lot of actually. This is a Hockey Canada site, so whatever. Then Pool C, it was United States to go 3-0. So only Canada and United States 3-0. Then Latvia, Germany, and Denmark did the transitivity thing where they each beat each other once. Each team won one, lost one, and they all lost to the States. So that's why they are tied with 3 based on head-to-head goal differential. Latvia comes in second in that pool. So what happens next, you may ask? Well, I'm glad you asked. Technically, Canada is the number 1 seed because when you get a tie across pools, then it goes by head-to-head, but obviously Canada and U.S. didn't play each other. So then it goes by goal differential, and Canada had the best goal differential, 5 or 6 better than the United States. There was debate. The United States, after Canada beat France 10-2, their goal differential was 17. The U.S. entered the game with a goal differential of 7. So they had to basically beat Germany by 10 to tie Canada. And then the next tiebreaker becomes goals for, not goals against, but goals for. And then the U.S. would have actually had more goals than Canada if they had done the first one, and that is beat Germany by 10, but they didn't. So that's why U.S. is in second place. So what does that mean? Well, I will stop this one, and now I'll show you what the standings look like. And the standings look like this. Oh, where did it go? I had it up, and then it disappeared on me. Here we go. Robson and Thurlow, thank you. Is that Ricardo's? Okay, good. Shabu-san is on basically between Robson and Bernie on Berard. Ricardo's is on Robson and Thurlow, so we walked up 1 block. Shannon says, this is the best, awesome CCC crew and very safe to talk to people in the group about things. And I love how everyone tries hard to be able to meet me and Coach Rob. There we go. Yes, we all appreciate you. So let's get to now I want to show you what the bracket looks like. Then we'll go over some leading scorers, and then I'll give away a couple of memberships, and then I will throw to all of you. So the top 4 teams make it to, based on tiebreakers, they get a bye to the quarterfinals. So Canada is number 1, US is number 2, and then we have Slovakia at 3, and Finland at 4. By the way, if I go over these things, then they show the time. I don't want that. So how do I get out of here? Maybe if I do this one more time and then don't hover over anything. Okay. So Canada at 1, USA at 2, Slovakia at 3, and Finland at 4. Yeah, but I want to be able to point to it. Okay, who cares if a time comes up? It's not going to hurt anyone. Oh, I just click off of it. So Canada is 1, USA is 2, Slovakia is 3, and Finland is 4. Then the other 8 teams have to play each other to whittle down to 4 teams to play against the other 4, and that's how you come quarterfinals, right? 8. So Canada at number 1. Actually, let's do it like this. 5 plays 12. So Switzerland, surprisingly 5th overall, plays Italy 12th, the host team. They're the worst. Then 6 plays 11, Germany versus France. 7 plays 10, Sweden versus Latvia, and 8 plays 9. Czechia versus Denmark. Now, the way they set up this bracket, if you presume that the better seeded team wins, so 5, 6, 7, and 8, that's how it's matched up. So let's again presume that the higher seed wins. They might not, but then that would mean a quarterfinal then of Canada versus Czech, 1 versus 8. You can kind of see where this is going. Then there would be US versus Sweden, 2 versus 7. And then Slovakia versus Germany, 3 versus 6. And then Finland versus Switzerland, 4 versus 5. So what was very interesting is Sweden is probably the most dangerous of those 8 qualifying teams, right? The ones that didn't get a bye. And if they beat Latvia, which they should, PD, because they got PD, right? PD just scored 2 goals. Then the U.S. is going to have to play Sweden in the quarterfinal. And that's no cakewalk. And I would argue that that would be the toughest. Again, presuming Slovakia should beat Germany easily. Finland should be able to beat Switzerland, despite how close they were in the standings. And Canada, they demolished Czechia in the preliminary round. And then, of course, then it says highest remaining seed plays the lowest remaining seed in the semifinal round. So again, presuming 1 through 4 get through, there would be Canada versus Finland, USA versus Slovakia. But this, let's say, for instance, the USA loses to Sweden, because the highest remaining seed plays the lowest remaining seed in the semifinal round. Technically, it's not a pure bracket after that. So in the semifinal round, if Swedes beat USA, technically Canada will play Canada will play Sweden in the semifinal, and then Finland and Slovakia, right? Because Sweden is seeded, not Sweden. Sweden is seeded number 7. So Canada, as the highest, would actually play them. But let's not worry about that. I got shows all this week, so we can explain everything as these games go through, because these qualifiers aren't tomorrow. They're on Tuesday. So this round happens on Tuesday. Then this round happens on Wednesday. Then I'm pretty sure then it's Saturday, the semis, and then Sundays, the gold medal game. Saturdays. Yeah. No, this is Friday, actually. My bad. So all these games are on Tuesday, the 17th. These games are on Wednesday, the 18th. Semifinals on Friday, the 20th. Final is on Sunday, the 22nd. So a 2-day gap from quarter to semi, and 2-day gap from semi to gold medal game. So lots of time to talk about all of these things. All you need to know is we'll be watching for the winner between Czechia and Denmark, because that's who Canada is going to play on Wednesday morning. So I hope that makes sense. Any questions about the bracket before I move on to leading scores from the teams? What time is the gold medal game? Gold medal game is Sunday morning at 5:15 our time, 5:10. Sunday morning at 5:10. Any other questions about the bracket, or while I have it up there? Any other questions? You're welcome, Unpaved. Any other questions? What else we got here? Yeah, Kevin Fiala really got hit by Tom Wilson, and he's out for the rest of the season. Feel a bit bad for the other countries in the games they're playing against a stacked deck. Yeah, and because the way the tiebreakers is, it wasn't just enough for the Canada or US to win. They wanted to pummel the other teams into submission. Pretty crazy. Yeah, right now I got an orange crush slushy right now. I passed by Cats Club over the weekend. I frequent London Drugs and RBC as that's my bag. Speaking of which, I heard RBC with next sponsor. Oh, I did not know that. Is RBC taking over from TD as the sponsor? I did not know that. Actually, I missed Hronik sauce today. Sweden should beat Latvia. I agree with you, Edmund. I agree. Canada's next game is indeed Wednesday morning. Yes. Number Sweden. Yeah, Swede and seed is tough to say. Oh, you went to Cats and Rats? That's cool. If I had to bet on it, who could upset in the qualifiers? If you're simply going by lower seed over higher seed, then technically I think Denmark's a pretty plucky team. And then Latvia, I can't see France beating Germany. I can't see Italy beating Switzerland. Could Latvia take out Sweden? Maybe, but I doubt it. Could Denmark take out Czechia? Maybe, but I doubt it. But you did ask me, so I'll go with. No, I can't see Latvia beating Sweden. I'll go with Denmark over Czechia only because, and that's so close, right? That's an 8-9. That's an 8-9 for sure. What's a throat bubble? It says, what's it say? Every time I take a big sip of slushy, you end up having a throat bubble. What is a throat bubble? Let me see. What's a throat bubble? Like literally a bubble in my throat, or is it the way the sound is? Let me know. Thanks for explaining. You're welcome. Which current or former Canuck has impressed you the most so far this Olympic? Horvat's been good. Hronik's been good. But I guess I'm more attuned to Horvat just because he's on Team Canada. Is Canada in the first bracket? I think the best way of thinking about Carol is they're the number 1 seed. So they play against the winner of Czechia, Denmark. Canada's game on Wednesday is 7:40 in the morning. So a little bit more reasonable. According to Russ, when talking with a content creator, I have to go back to see what you're talking about, Jay. About the RBC? That's cool. After the preliminary rounds, which team has surprised you most, good and bad? From a good standpoint, I say Slovakia. And I guess Switzerland, right? Because Switzerland are the 5th seed somehow. What was Swiss's record? Oh, yeah, they're 1-1-1 in ours. Only because they beat Czechia. I was surprised that Sweden struggled, although they played well in their 3rd game. Yeah, so maybe those are the two. I'm also surprised Czechia actually lost to Sweden. Lost to the Swiss. So maybe Czechia has surprised me a little bit too from a bad standpoint. It makes your voice change sounds, kind of like Disney Stitch. Okay, I have to look for that. My predictions are all 4 higher seeds are going to win. Canada, US, Slovakia, and Finland. Which Canadian goal has been your favorite so far? Wow. I thought so. The two from, okay. I love Horvat's breakaway goal. I think that was a game 2. I love some of the power play magic I see between Crosby, McDavid, and McKinnon. I loved Celebrini's penalty shot goal today because it was so fast. But I really love Celebrini to McDavid today because that's like the future superstar Celebrini to the current superstar and the speed at which they play with. Yes, the Horvat goal off the rush is one of them for sure. Germany, yeah, Bern, are you happy? Are you happy? How is Sweden so low with no Russia and Finland? Yeah, that's a great point. Well, they all went 2-1, so it's not like they're being bad. It's just that all the games have been close, relatively close, right? Are you baffled by some of Sweden's deployment decisions? OEL and Forsberg, and to some extent EP40. Yeah. It's the 2 extra skaters, and every team has basically gone 13 forwards and 7D. It's kind of weird, right? Because you don't want to wreck chemistry. We even see it with Team Canada on their 4th line, a rotation of Horvat, Jarvis / Marchand, Bennett, and Reinhardt. It's just hard to get into a rhythm. Am I baffled? I wouldn't say baffled. I think these teams, though, they're trying their best to. But there was that game true where Forsberg and OEL didn't even they dressed, but they didn't even get 1 shift, or they got 1 shift most, right? Tough to say. Tom Wilson, Gordie Howe hat-trick, goal assist in a fight today. The Mac attack, McKinnon, McDavid, and Macklin. It's pretty crazy. Petey's goals were nice. One was off the rush, and the other was a snipe. Both goals were really nice. I was happy for him. Happy for him. Charmander, Carmelian, and Chiazard. I'm not very cool with pop culture, Irvin. Where are those references from? EP40's been a monster in the Olympics. Ricky, I'm Pettersson's biggest fan. I do not think he was a monster the first 2 games. The first game, he had a couple chances. The second game, admittedly, I didn't see any highlights of, so I can't talk about the second game. And then the 3rd game, he was very good. He scored 2 goals. Yeah, Celebrini, Bedard. We've produced some really good players from here recently. And Bedard, I think, well, he was injured for a month. That didn't help his chances, but maybe, who knows what Team Canada was looking for in their mix. I know Chicago's coach really defended Bedard, said his 2-way game is really good. Like, some people had concerns about his defense, but they're saying, no, his 2-way game is really good. I just think there are a lot of really, really good players on this team. Good question, Jared. Pokemon 3 levels. Okay, see, I wouldn't have known that, but thank you. Pokemon, there we go. I can't even say it. Yeah, Kachuk, he said to Draisaitl, always the bridesmaid, never the bride, which means you always come in second. You don't come in first. I saw one guy on X saying, well, Kachuk doesn't even know how to use the chirp. It's supposed to be always the groomsman, never the groom. No, the saying is always the bridesmaid, never the bride. You never say always the groomsman, never the groom. So, on one hand, it was kind of silly because Draisaitl's probably the second best player in the world behind McDavid. But on the other hand, technically, Kachuk's not wrong because Kachuk's Panthers have beaten Draisaitl's Oilers twice in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Of course, by that logic, Kachuk should say that to McDavid as well. Maybe he will. DeBrusque would get the reference. I wouldn't. Yes. Celebrini has been amazing. 19 years old and going to get better. Canada is in good hands with Celebrini, McDavid, and Bedard. Yes, yes, yes. Why did Trump say China would eliminate hockey? I have no clue. Do I think that any players from other country teams would come over to the NHL after the games? Oh, you mean that don't play in the NHL? I doubt it. Does that usually happen, Murray? I doubt it. At least not for this season. The ladies... Is semifinals already? It should be Canada and the U.S. In honor of the Olympics, create an all-time Canada roster. Oh my gosh. I'm going all-time. Wow. I'd have to think about this, but some obvious ones are Gretzky, Lemieux, Paul Coffey, Ray Bourque. Maybe my goaltenders are Brodeur, Luongo, but then I got to think of guys like Guy Lafleur, like really Maurice Rocket Richard, Gordie Howe. No, Gordie Howe's American, right? Yeah. I'd have to think about this one for sure, Adrian. I'd have to look up some stats. But Joe Sakic, right? I'd have to really think about this one. So not smart enough, good enough to do it off the top of my head, but maybe I'll come up with that for later in the week. Great one. Kachuk was a bridesmaid at the Four Nations. Oh, we got some medical MD here. The feeling of a ball in the throat, often in the front of the throat, which may move up and down with swallowing. Thank you. Yeah, and then you're right. Is it Olympics only versus like other competitions? Great question. Do I think Darcy will play a game for us or Jordan will be in the crease? No, I don't think Kemper gets a game. I think even though Thompson has better stats, I think Bennington they're going to ride him. U.S. versus Canada gold medal will be electric. We've had to wait 12 years to see a best on best Olympic tourney. Yes. Of course, there's been Four Nations and World Cup in there as well. How much tampering do you think goes on in Olympics? I do think all the GMs are over there and agents are talking to each other for sure. No, I do not have a Dino update. Unfortunately, Mena does reach out once in a while and just continues to ask for prayers. Thank you. No, I knew that was the throat bubble. Thank you, Shannon. Okay, I'm gonna need a couple days to put this together, Adrian. I think goaltending's been fine. Bennington's been fine for sure. Who is injured for Canada right now? No one. Thank God. Oh, just Josh Morrissey on defense. Weekend was good. I recapped it earlier, Tyler, but it was good. Thank you. Any player that Team Canada has been a disappointment? Disappointment? Well, just Jarvis and Marchand being hard to no, but I thought Parayko didn't look good on the first goal today, but no one really. And for the Canucks and Olympics, yeah, I'd say Petey and Hronik for sure, but we're going to go over that in a second. With Fiala's season-ending injury and his cap hit on a tear, do you think the Kings could target taking some cap hits of guys' teams that don't want a rental? Yep. Especially if they still have sights on making the Olympics for sure. Making the playoffs. Thoughts on the Wilson fight today? It wasn't much of a fight. That France guy's pretty big, actually. Canada, U.S. in the bronze medal game. I don't think that's going to happen. Crosby, Gretzky, Lemieux, or Niedermayer, Longo. Yeah, there's some. Yeah, Mike Johnson definitely called Parayko out today. All right, let me do this, and then I'll get to mid-show sponsor read. No, it's 11:30. Let's go mid-show sponsor read. Then I'll continue with my leading scores from the teams, and then we will go from there. So I always start off my mid-show sponsor read by thanking my primary sponsor, and that, of course, is Jason Lim of Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the Greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Thank you to my secondary sponsors. The first one is Gassy Jack Art, creator of this wonderful artwork you see in my home studio. Check them out at GassyJackArt.com. We got Mulligan Golf Company, MLGNGolf.com for all of your golfing apparel and accessories. Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay. Receive a free pair of socks at your next purchase of Vessi shoes. And thanks to everyone who's purchased Canuck Clay merch. You can do so at canuckclay.threadless.com. Reminders of how you get involved in the show. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a donation, get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership, buy your own membership, upgrade your membership, use your monthly membership message. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, you can rate and review. Oh, speaking of which, membership gifting, that sounds good. Let's do that right now. So, shout out to the schmuck named Canuck Clay for gifting 5 memberships. So welcome to franchise membership. We got Big Mac, we got Rinketic, we got Rinketic coming back to membership. We got RJF, we got JDAC, and we got Big Sleepy Joe cooking. Welcome back to franchise membership, or welcome to franchise membership. Some of you, welcome back to some of you. Happy to have all of you with me. And yeah, I know McKinnon got leveled today, right? I don't know. I haven't heard an update for sure. No, Wilson does not receive a suspension. And yes, we did get our first gold today. Oh, how do you know this? How do you know that Big Sleepy Joe cooking was Canada Rules America Drools? I did not know that. That's good. That's good. And then Big Mac apparently is from Russell's community. Welcome, Big Mac. You're welcome here. And yes, Crosby, McKinnon, McDavid, PP1 is so ridiculous. Yes, with Reinhardt and McCarr as window dressing for sure. So a couple other things I want to talk about before I get going. So yes, still looking for our first donation tonight. The leaderboard, Fangirls at 600, Servant Irvins at 525, and Simons at 200. That is your top 3 right now. Thanks to all of you. And then my shows this week, just so you know, we have Canucks After Dark tomorrow at 10, where we're going to talk about the 3-team Canada games. Then I'm doing an open mic at 11:15. Then I have regular shows Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday will be a preview of Canada versus Czechia or Denmark, whoever we play, because we'll know. Wednesday will be a recap of Canada versus Czechia or Denmark, because that game will happen. And then Thursday will be a preview of the semifinal, because we will know who that will be as well. So those are my shows this week, straight across the board. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 11, and then tomorrow will be a later start at 11:15 because of Canucks After Dark first. At least that's the plan, and that's what we are sticking to. Okay, I'm going to take a break from addressing comments for a second. I'm just going to go through 5 or 10 minutes of the leading scorers, and then I'll spend the last 10 to 15 minutes with all of your comments once again. So this is going to be interesting because I want to go through almost all 12 teams. And so the leading scorers overall in the tourney are Connor McDavid with 9 points, then Celebrini, Slavkovsky, and Sidney Crosby with 6 each, and then you got Matthews, McKinnon, and so on and so forth. So let's look at each of these 12 teams. The first one is Canada. No surprise there. Remember, they've only played 3 games. So they have 9 players who are at least point a game. Actually 10 if you count Marchand, because Marchand did have 1 goal, 1 assist in the 1 game that he's played. But basically he's been healthy scratch twice. And then we should see, Seth Jarvis has played twice. But here we go. McDavid, 9 points. And then Celebrini, 6 points, 4 of them goals. And then Crosby with 6 points, McKinnon 5. Stone, McCarr, and Marner each with 4. Wilson and Harley with 3. And Horvat has his 2 goals in his 3 games as well. So some really, really good stats here. Obviously, Celebrini leading with 4 goals. And then plus minus, pretty crazy. Devon Toews with 8. Then McDavid and McCarr with 7. And then where's ice time? Oh, this one doesn't have ice time. Interesting. That's okay. We won't worry about ice time so much. I've seen other stat boxes that have ice time, but this was actually the easiest to do this on. So let's go to the Czechs now. And the Czechs, in 3 games, they they don't have anyone that is a point per game player, which is fine. You don't have to, but that's one indicator of a high scoring team. Czechia went 1-1-1, 1 win, 1 loss, and 1 overtime loss. And we see them as Gudis, Faxa, Kempny, Kempf, and Chiapek. Not Chiapet, but Chiapek. So here we see David Kempf actually has 2 assists in 3 games. And then Philip Hronek has, oh, what a dummy. I'm on the plus minus. Let's try that again. Hey, everyone. So no wonder. That makes more sense. Marty Natchez has got 5 points in 3 games. Sorry about that, you guys. And then Chiapek does have 3, but Pasternak has 3. This makes way more sense. So Philip Hronek does have 3 assists in 3 games, so a point per game. And then you see David Kempf have 2 points in 3 games. So remind me, if I ever click on plus minus, I got to go back to indeed total points. But we're just going to go with total points. Otherwise, we're going to take forever here. So Natchez leading, and then a couple other guys at a point per game, including Vancouver Canuck, Philip Hronek. We go to Denmark. Denmark finished the round robin 1-2. And they have a guy named Nick Olsen with 4 points. And Nick Ehlers has 3. Recognize that name. And then Lars Eller down here with 1, but no Vancouver Canucks players. Is this Nicholas Jensen that used to play for the Canucks? Is that Nicholas Jensen? Hold on a sec. If I open a new tab, well, you guys won't see it, but I can see it. Yeah, this is Nick Jensen. He used to play for the Vancouver Canucks. Very good. So he has 0 points in 3 games. But yeah, most importantly here, it is indeed a low-scoring team. That's why they're ranked 9th. But Nick Ehlers is up there with 3 points. Okay, Team Finland. Finland is one of the 4 teams with a bye. And they got a lot of guys, actually. They're scoring spread out, but Armia, we recognize all these names, right? Armia, Kakko, Lehkonen, Rantanen, Granlund, Halla, Mikula, Luosterainen, all have at least a point per game. Kiviranta also. Then you still have Aho Heiskanen. So this is a really good team. I don't see any former... Oh, Kevin Lankinen has not played yet, whereas Saros has played all 3 games. We'll get into goaltenders in a second, maybe very quickly. So Lankinen has not seen any action. But here, Finland does have some scoring. No one like blowing it out of the water, but they got a lot of scorers who are going at a point per game. Germany, who the U.S. destroyed today. Stützle has 4. Draisaitl has 3. It makes sense that those 2 guys are top. And Peterka, actually, I guess, because all 3 prominent NHLers. Lucas Reichel has 1 goal in his 3 games. Just looking for any other Canucks or ex-Canucks. No. So that, not much to say about Germany. So let's go to Team Italy. The host nation, they only got 1 guy playing a point per game. And I don't know any of these guys. So we can pretty much skip through these guys. And they are ranked 12th. Latvia, how's Teddy Bluger doing? Gergensons has 4. And then these 2 guys have 3. I can't even say their names. Teddy Bluger. He's down the bottom. Oh, man. He's a -2. He's got no points in 3 games. Shilovs has... What? Has Shilovs played all 3 games? I guess that makes sense. Shilovs played all 3 games. And then this is our guy too. Henri Ravinskis. He's played all 3 games. I don't know how much he's played, but he has no points either. Latvia is not scoring that much. Slovakia. This is the 3rd ranked team right now behind Canada and the US. Slavkovsky with 4. Dvorsky, Gernit, Rizitska. Don't know a lot of these names. But this is a good team. This is a good team. And who's been playing in net? Hayavad played 1. And then, how come I don't know any of these guys? And how come they're like 3rd? That's pretty good. Like Slavkovsky played very well. But this team is just, they've done really well. They came out of that whole Finland and Sweden mess on top. So they're doing okay. They're doing okay. Nemec is there. So that's Slovakia. Couple more to go. Sweden Sweden. Lucas Raymond leading the charge, followed by Dahlin. Zibanejad, there's our PD with 2 points in 3 games. He's a +2, but he's right up in the mix of their top players. A lot of good players on this team, right? But they haven't scored a lot. Notice, like Philip Forsberg, Bratt, Raquel, Eriksson-Ek. So we'll see. And it looks like who's played a net for them? Markstrom has played 1, and then Gustafsson played 2. Wallstead hasn't played yet. So yeah, like to see PD with his 2 goals. They all came in the same game, but that is absolutely fine. Switzerland, surprising number 5 seed right now. This team's, they're not afraid they don't back down. You got Meyer, Moser, Yossi. Pia Suter has 2 points in 3 games. Fiala, unfortunately, he's done. Heischer's down at the bottom. Just looking for any more ex-Canucks. No. But yeah, this is the fifth ranked team right now. And then finally, our friends from the U.S., they got some good scoring happening. Matthews with 5, Tkachuk with 5, Eichel 4, Quinn Hughes with 4, all 4 assists, Nelson 3, Tkachuk 3, Jack Hughes 3. So they got a bunch of guys with a point per game. Our friend JT Miller is at the bottom. He's got 0 points in 3 games. Just trying to think of any other Canuck. Yeah. So obviously Hughes and Quinn Hughes and JT Miller as Canucks on this team. Okay, so there was a look at all the leading scorers from all the teams. Oh, you know what I was going to do really quick? I was just going to look at goaltenders for the entire. See if I can find this real quick. How do I do goalies? Okay, we'll do this. We won't go team by team. That would take forever. In terms of goals against, well, I kind of skipped to forget the guys that haven't played yet. Binnington, excellent. He has a 1.0 goals against in 2 games. Hollaback has a 1.00, so they're the 2 best goaltenders. Logan Thompson also 1.00, and then Saros. Okay, I know I get it. It's a total small sample size of 1 game or 2 games. Save percentage maybe a little bit better to look at. Logan Thompson at 960, Hollaback 952, Binnington 950. So there's not really much of a difference between Binnington and Thompson. Probably not big enough difference to switch, right? And then look at this. No wonder Switzerland's doing so well. Look at their goaltender, 949, Saros, and so on and so forth. Shilov's not doing great, 301 with an 873. Oh, I guess Mizlurkin's got. Does Mizlurkin start and then Shilov's came in? That must have been what happened, right? And then, yeah, Saros has played 3 games. Shilov's has played 2.5 games, and then it kind of goes down from there. Okay, now we can get to some of your comments for the last 5 to 10 minutes. I'll go back a little bit. Tom Wilson no longer seeks to annoy his opponents. He's playing well now. Very good. I think teams are going to basically pick up where they left off, Simon. I think Colorado, Dallas, Vegas will all be good in the West. I think Carolina will be good in the East. And as a lot of teams push, Montreal will be good. It's going to be Canada versus USA. I think Wilson was brought in for the USA. Perhaps. Canada and USA using France and Germany respectively as punching bags for seeking domination. I believe it will be Canada-USA final, but I'm going to stick with my original hot take and say USA doesn't even medal. Wow, that is a hot take. If Czechia and Slovakia were still one nation, they'd be pretty stacked. Indeed. What are the goals against of France and Italy's? Really quickly. Yeah, France goaltender, one of them has an 8.6. One of them is a 6.19 and one of them has a 6. And the Italy is a 6.51. Oh, man. Yes, I know Pastor Dan is very thoughtful. Indeed. He's a good guy. Lankinen hasn't played. Yep. With Fiala gone and Kopitar retiring, do you think LA will make an offer for Petey? It's not out of the realm of possibility. They will need to replace Kopitar. I don't know if Petey is the guy to do it. Oh, this is Nicholas B. Jensen. The Canucks draft pick is Nicholas Jensen. Hold on a sec. But I looked. I clicked on his name. And it goes to a hockey page that shows that he played for the Canucks. Unless Quant Hockey, where I'm on, is wrong. They're showing Nicholas Jensen as Nicklas, but I believe you. If that's wrong, you know what? I will look at the WIHF because they will have it right for sure. What team are we looking at? Denmark, right? Oh, this is kind of hard to Olympics. Oh, it's gonna take forever. Actually, not this won't take forever. Men's Denmark. Oh, how do I go to stats? Okay, this actually might take forever. Okay, I trust you, and I'll look it up later. No points for Teddy. 2 Sebastian Ahos, yes. Watching Team Canada makes me realize how great it is being a Dodger fan. What do you mean? Do you mean they're similar? Michael Jordan versus Michael B. Jordan. That's good. That's good. Next one is tomorrow. Sweden is being disappointing. PD and Ron doing well. Tomorrow I'm in a course, a public speaking course. That's at 8 a.m. Then I have to go visit a school at 11 a.m. for an event we're doing on Tuesday. Then I have Zoom chats in the afternoon. Then we're doing dinner for family day. Then I have Canucks after dark. Suter has been doing awesome. Yes. PD has been all right. 1 bad game, 1 mid game, and 1 good game. Yeah, he had a good game. His first game was the mid game. I don't know. I'm presuming the second game was the bad game, but I didn't know anything about the second game. Robertson or Caulfield should have been there instead of Miller. I don't disagree. Yeah, I like Thompson or Binnington too, but Binnington's been just fine. Yeah, women's game is tomorrow morning at 7:40. I hope and think the Canucks will wake up and play better. Oh, you mean the actual Canucks in the second half? That's fair. Olympic national gear is nice, but way too expensive. Team Canada men play next on Wednesday morning. Nicholas B. Jensen sounds like my favorite author. Sport Check has bar replica jerseys with cresting for $210, but the neckline looks cheap, but for price it's tempting. Legit are $400. Wow. Irvin was wrong about Nicholas Jensen. All good. No, my Champions Pool is going well. Remember, it's the whole all 2026, and it's only NFL. No, I did not have the Seahawks. But I did have the Patriots. So one guy has 2 points, whoever had the Seahawks, and I'm in second place. I got 1 point. I had the Patriots, and then I have Colorado Avalanche as my top pick for NHL. I have the Yankees for my top pick for baseball, and I can't remember who my top pick for basketball is because it wasn't very, very good. Oh, both Nick Jensen's are on the team. Very good. Our power play is ridiculous. I agree. So many former Canucks at the Olympics, yes, and Vancouver-born Celebrini has done great. He's been awesome. I watched Kayla's advertisement. Congratulations. She's so well-spoken like her father. Yeah, she's a good public speaker, especially for her age. Sean's an excellent public speaker. Jacob's an excellent public speaker. We often argue about who the best public speaker in the family is. I definitely know who it is still, but the three of them are very good. Gail's actually a very good public speaker as well by virtue of being a teacher, but she doesn't enjoy it as much. Some Blue Jays talk. That's cool. So teams in qualifying matches have to play back-to-back if they win. Yes, because the qualifiers are on Tuesday, and then the quarters are Wednesday, semis Friday, finals Sunday. That is correct, Matthew. The Denmark Nick is the former Canucks. Yes. I can't drop them. It's too late already. Bobby Ray, I mentioned Monday already. You may have missed it. I said that already. And I mentioned it actually when I did my show layout for the week, but maybe you missed that. I don't know when the women's medal games are. Probably Saturday, right? Usually the day before. Alistair told me he bumped into Evander Kane today at the gas station. But if he's here, I can let him explain it. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Alistair, if you saw Evander Kane. Hopefully he was nice to you. I still think we should have taken Berard over Suzuki. Yeah, there's so many good players we could have taken. Celebrini or turning back time and Crosby, golden goal and final. Wait, Justin, is that a comment or an answer to someone's question, or are you asking me something? In 2010, we had to play qualifier against Germany. We actually helped Luongo warm up for the rest of the tournament. Didn't even think about that. Because we were in the same pool as the U.S., right, for some reason, and we lost. Okay, last 5 minutes, you guys. Oh, what's your prediction? Celebrini. Oh, Celebrini or Crosby. Gotcha. Yeah, if the semifinals tomorrow, then maybe the women's final is actually way earlier. Women Olympic hockey schedule. The women's final is... What's going on here? The 19th? That doesn't sound right. Semifinal, women's. I can't read. I don't know how to read the schedule. Oh, here. Yeah. The women's final is Thursday. Not Friday or Saturday. The women's final is Thursday. Well, when are the semifinals? Am I losing it, you guys? Yeah, the semifinals are tomorrow, and the finals are on Thursday. Okay, sorry, that was a little bit painful. If Bedard didn't get injured, he'd probably be there, perhaps. Last week in CCC, who had 5-0 final? Did someone say that? Thursday women final. Thank you. Yeah, speed skating for sure. The touch gate's interesting because both Kennedy, is that the guy's name, and Rachel Holman were accused of it. Hey, Simon, I'm going to save the NHL predictions for when we get closer to the season, if that's okay, to the returning, because it doesn't make sense to talk about it now, but I will answer that, but as we get closer for sure. I'm an uncle, but my half-sister doesn't want the family to know the gender. Interesting. And Bedard is going to go off when the NHL resumes. Well, I think he was already going off before, but yeah, he's a proud guy, but he'll also get some chances for sure. Thursday is the women's final. Awesome. Hey, Pastor Dan, Doubles Moguls is one of the funnest, crazy events to watch. The vibe is... Yeah, I was listening, and the announcers were going crazy. That was pretty fun. Or sorry, did our guy win gold in singles moguls or doubles? But whatever I was watching, yeah, when I was watching the guy win gold for Canada, it was pretty crazy. Canada probably going to beat the U.S. in the final. We're talking about men or women? Men, right? Yeah, Tyler, we'll save that for another show for sure. 2 thoughts on Kachuk chirping Draisaitl. Every team in the NHL would take Draisaitl over Matthew Kachuk, including Florida. What has Brady Kachuk ever done to say anything to anyone? That's true. He was cheering in the stands not for Four Nations. He was there, but yeah. Brady hasn't accomplished a lot. Men's Canada, go all the way for the gold. Love it. What other events do I follow? Speed skating mostly. Simon, any questions about the NHL I'm going to save, all right, until we still got another 2 weeks or a week and a half for that. But I hope I do well in my pools. Yes, my family will be no, we don't celebrate too much. We will be having one dinner on Tuesday, but I can't go because I have a music practice for a wedding, and my boys will be bowling. So we don't really, we don't break plans to celebrate it. I guess that's the best way to put it. That's what it was. Kingsbury won silver in moguls and gold in doubles. So double is the one that happened this morning, right? Thank you, Pastor Dan. Will McDavid break the record? He just needs 2 more points, right? Is he only 2 points away? Then he will for sure. Brady Tkachuk just recently learned the days of the week, but he's struggling with the oh gosh. Scoring, no. McDavid's got a 3-point lead, and if Celebrity's playing with McDavid, it's hard for Celebrity to get a lot of points without McDavid, unless he keeps getting a bunch of penalty shots. MK had the same score. Kingsbury for single mogul lost the tiebreaker. He won double mogul gold. Nice pick of all 3 medal winners. Nice. Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, I've seen. It looks like from the angles and stuff I saw, it looks like that they may have touched the rock. I don't know curling enough. Like, I don't know how much of a difference that makes, but if you're not supposed to touch it, you're not supposed to touch it. Oh, if it's 11 points, he'll break it. Short track speed skating is exciting, and after that would be ski cross and snowboard cross. Head-to-head racing sports with lots of drama. Beautiful. Gongye Fa Choi. I do know what that means. Happy New Year. Men's curling has been fun and interesting. John Cooper looks like Jonathan Torrens. I say Trailer Park Boys should cameo Cooper as Papa J. I don't watch that show, so I have to look that up. Yeah, it was the other guy. It was a Kennedy for the men's and Rachel Holman for the women's. And Edison is proud to be Canadian. That is a perfect way to end tonight's stream. Moderators, thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Line Change, legendary Carol Bovelander, legendary Andrew Chang, and legendary Brian Blingy Choi. Thanks to all of you, and thanks to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. Thank you for your support. I appreciate all of you, and thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On the way out, you can like the video, you can subscribe, you can leave a late donation, and thank you to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, and Gassy Jack Art, and Mulligan Golf Company. And don't forget, my shows this week are Monday, Canucks After Dark at 10, then open mic at 11:15, and then I have CCC Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all at 11 p.m., all with Olympic ramifications. And shout out to Canuck Clay, who went above and beyond by gifting. Well, Canuck Clay didn't, but Canuck Clay, he didn't go above and beyond, but he gifted 5 memberships. So welcome to franchise memberships, all 5 of you. Okay, friends, thanks for being here. I think Kennedy's outburst was manufactured drama. Did it bring more eyes to the sporting game? Oh, interesting. That is an interesting theory. And it's crazy that Sweden got their own camera guy to go find the exact. Yes, they had broadcast quality cameras in there for sure. Okay, now I'm going to go. I'll see you tomorrow night at Canucks After Dark, 10 o'clock, and then my own open mic at 11:15. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. By the way, I wrote a Valentine's Day poem about Gail for Gail. Tell me what you guys think. Roses are red. Chocolates are nice. But I bought hers today because they were half price. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.